Damn, this game's fucking loud. Try for Dark Souls 3. Bro, we're playing Dark Souls 2. Why are you talking about Dark Souls 3? I actually did double bosses and enemies in Dark Souls 3, though. It's one of my YouTube videos. Alright. Well, we still have... We have 15 bosses left. 8 of them are DLC, and then we also have... I'm trying to think of all the bosses we have left right now. Because we have Ancient Dragon, Vendrick, Dark Lurker, the 3 final bosses, so that's 6. 8 DLC bosses, 14, so there's 1 that I'm missing. What other boss am I missing?
Oh, very good. Very good.
Maybe my counter is messed up. I don't know. I can't think of any other bosses that I'm missing. We did Chariot, we did Rat Authority, we did Vanguard. We did Gargoyles. Yeah, but I'm already taking into... There's 15 bosses that we're missing on the counter right now. We've killed 1... There's 9 bosses in the DLCs, right? We killed 1 already. We killed Fume Knight, so that's 8. And there's... I don't know, there's 6 main game bosses left that I can think of. We have Dark Lurker, Vendrick, Ancient Dragon, Drone Duo, Nashandra, and Aldia. Yeah, I don't know. I think my counter's just wrong. Something just died. I think I'm 1 boss off. I don't know. I'm gonna up it to 27. I think I just forgot to count a boss or something. Yo, hello, thank you for the 68 months. Nuclear Brand, thank you for the 19 months. Also Smoke, thank you for the 44 months. Arrow, thank you for the 11 months. Kalith, thank you for the 4 months. Thank you guys. I think there is actually a double boss mod for Silksong. I think it's kind of cursed though. Yeah, we did Ornstein, Flexile. I'm pretty sure the counter was just wrong. I think I just missed a boss. Well, guess we go try Blue Smelter.
You drink much. I like it.
The Giant and the Memory. We did Giant Lord. No, I didn't do Gank Squad yet. Oh, whoops. Where am I going? This mod really hard to play. Honestly, it hasn't been too difficult. The DLC bosses are definitely going to be like the hardest ones though. I think even I don't know though. I think most of the bosses in this are going to be fine. Certainly a lot harder than the vanilla game. No, nobody asked about the permadeath yet. Oh, hold on. The Sister Fister? What, chat? Why not different weapon for the different bosses? Are you asking me why I don't use 41 different weapons in a double bosses run? Oh god. This is gonna be bad. I need to not do damage to this other guy. I really thought he would miss me with that. Oh, this is fucking terrible. We do a lot of damage at least. That's not good. I thought he was gonna do a follow-up. Ah, fuck. I should have... I don't know, man. This fight... I need to just burst this guy down as fast as I can. This is gonna be kind of brutal. I mean, the thing is, we do a lot of damage. We just need to kill one of them. Like, if we kill one, we're good. Hey, Poida, thank you for the 39 months. I'm just scared. I don't want to waste, like, too many of my consumable items. Magic resist armor? I'm not sure. He's getting low. Dude, what? Dude. What even just... I'm dead. Not. Oh. I mean, it was close. We did. It's just the thing is, it's basically just a DPS race, as far as I could tell. No, it's definitely not impossible because one of them was almost dead. Oh fuck. I really thought I was dead here. Would hammer be better? I don't know. Hammer's good, but I feel like the issue with the hammer is it's just kind of slow. I don't have that much time to get like hits in. That's great. The YouTube stream has frame drops. I mean, I don't think you're one guying me. I know it's an issue. I don't really know. I don't really know why it happens. Damage is not good here. Bro, oh my god, this is horrible. Am I dead? I did not mean to triple chug. I'm so fucked. It's just... Unless... Oh, it was so delayed. I mean, the run back's really not that bad. You just need to use Yearn. You just drop down here, pass to Yearn, and you're good to go. For some reason, even the Yearn, like, works on... It has, like, an insane AoE. It even works on those guys. I mean, if I use a Bright Bug here, I'll probably do enough damage to kill them. I should probably try to use a Bright Bug. That's good damage. I don't know. I shouldn't have healed there. I needed to heal. Well, I mean, maybe I didn't. I could have tried to just kill the guy. Yeah, I have Sacred Oath. The problem is I don't have enough attunement slots to use Sacred Oath and Dark Weapon. And I could do the attunement glitch, but then every time I die, I have to redo the attunement glitch, which is kind of annoying. But, yeah. Maybe I'll try one Bright Bug. No, you don't? What do you mean, no, you don't? As far as I'm aware, if you die, you lose the attunement glitch. You don't have to do the glitch again after dying.
Holy
I'm
shit,
like
this is so hot.
almost certain that you do, but I don't know. Here, you know what? Let's test. Maybe Chatter's right. I don't know. I'm like pretty certain it breaks, but this guy seems very confident in his answer. Surely he's correct, right? You might, maybe you are right. I could have sworn if you die, you lose it. I guess I'm wrong. Because it seems like it's fine. It's just... That's so weird, because yesterday... Unless it has to do with having multiple spells equipped. Because yesterday, I died and I lost the attunement glitch. Or at least I'm almost certain I died and I lost the attunement glitch. Because I didn't restart the game, like, a single time, I don't think. Now I'm just starting to, now I'm wondering, like, how did I lose the attunement glitch yesterday? Yeah, but I didn't quit out. I don't think I think I only quit out one single time yesterday. Did I have a crash? Did I? Yeah, I forgot to equip Bjorn. I don't need Homeward. I know for a fact quitting out does... Oh, no. I know quitting out does, in fact, remove the attunement glitch. I'm really curious how I lost it then. Maybe it's because of changing the spell like Coastal Rookie said. What's up, Dara? Man, how do I want to do this? Oh, I don't have Chloranthion. What the? Bro, what is this tracking? Holy shit. Oh god, there's another one. Alright guys, relax. I don't know if I should buff up at the fog gate or not. The problem is these arrow guys are gonna constantly shoot me. At least I think. Alright, let's give this a try. You You know, normally these... Okay. Normally these guys do not actually attack you at the fog gate. Or at least, like, yeah, I don't know. What the fuck? All right, I guess we'll just buff up at the normal spot. Oh my god, dude. Okay, Dark Weapon. Sacred Oath. The Sacred Oath is barely even gonna last, like, long enough to do anything, but whatever. Bright Bug. Let's go. Oh. Fuck off, dude. Popping a mushroom. Fuck it. Bursting this guy down. Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling if we used a Bright Bug, we would get it. I was just scared of wasting it. We did not use, or we did not fight Ancient Dragon yet. Easy. Do you get double souls? Nope. Yeah, my plan for Ancient Dragon is to stack Fire Resist, because I'm undoubtedly going to get hit by his Fire Breath, and I need to be able to survive it. Double Elan might also be... Oh god, the run to double Elan is going to be terrible. Oh god. I mean, Ivory King is also going to be terrible because I'm going to have to kill all of the fucking enemies every time. Yeah, double cats. Thank you for the 8 months, Coastal Rookie. I mean, I'm not gonna ban... I wasn't gonna ban you. I know you're just joking. I really thought dying actually got rid of the glitch. You know what? I think we should... I'm gonna level up a little bit, since we do have at least some souls. Because I'm probably just gonna lose them if they're stuck in the boss arena. I don't know if you get double enemy spawns in the Burnt Ivory King fight or not. My guess is no, but maybe. Get 50. What is the scaling of the weapon at this point? C scaling and dex? I mean, how much am I getting? Plus 103. The thing is, Flynn's... Yeah, I only have plus 27 damage from dex scaling, which is like... very little. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. How much damage did I get from that? 1? Massive. Alright, I'll be back in 1 sec. I gotta use the restroom.
Stranger, stranger, thank you.
Alright, I'm back. Yo, Lazarus, thank you for the 20 months. Ghost Likely, thank you for the 3 months. Waiting for someone? Yeah, I was waiting for you.
Toilet bitch.
I was waiting for you to get here. Yo, Shadow Killer, thank you for the 43 months. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do once we're done with this challenge run now, chat. I mean, we could do more Bloodborne randomizer. I really want the Bloodborne randomizer to have key item randomization. Neo 3, I don't have early access for Neo 3. I'm being Dona walled. RE4 you haven't played in a while? Is that a joke? I mean, it's fine if you want to see RE4, but I've definitely played it recently. Okay. Where's the lizard? What the... This wasn't too bad. Alright, we're gonna start without a bright bug. Grind a muck for record. I'm not sure I want to do that. Guys. Guys. Is there two of them in there? Oh god. This is gonna be really... It's gonna be a problem, chat. It's just, they're so good at heal punishing. When I get, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna heal on this fight. I almost feel like I genuinely feel like I might need to farm and get my ADP higher. Well, I mean, I don't know. That was our first attempt. I mean, we'll obviously try a bit more, but I almost feel like I might need my ADP to be higher for this fight if I want to actually get a heal off. Imagine this with 3 bosses. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, the base game is doable 3x, but the DLC is not. Or at least, I don't think the DLC is doable 3x. Maybe if you use bright bugs. Oh no. Oh, the lizards are here now. I don't know. I guess I got lucky before. Oh boy. Am I doing Iron King first? I don't know, because I fell like it. I guess we can use Sacred Oath here at least to get some defense for running through this section. I'm worried we're gonna run out of like I want to use a bright bug for this fight and like mushrooms, but the problem is we have like a limited amount. I mean, I don't know. We could make save file. Oh, they're gone this time. rat authority was actually doubled, it would be awful. I mean, Soul Appease kills all of the mini rats, though. So I don't think urine works. Yeah, I don't know. I've been asking the Koei Tecmo guys about the early access, but they keep just giving me the runaround. They keep telling me, they're like, I asked them about the early access, and they basically told me the early access is only what's in the demo. And then it's like, okay, well then why even call it early access? Why not just have them play the demo? Like, what do you mean it's only the demo? Yeah, I mean, it's out soon. So it would be nice, because I would definitely play Neo 3 right now if, I would definitely be playing Neo 3 right now, or at least I could play Neo 3 after we finish this challenge run. But I guess if we had Neo 3 early access, maybe we wouldn't have, done this challenge run in the first place, so I don't know. It's whatever. This is, I'm really not feeling great about this one, guys. Okay, that was good. We just need to... He just parried me? Are you fucking kidding? What the fuck is that? I need HP regen miracles. Yeah, but then... I mean, how long do those miracles last? This is gonna be a problem, chat. Yeah, maybe we save this for later. I don't know, they're both so aggressive and they punish healing so badly. Oh, fuck. Switch to magic? I mean, how does magic help me though? Like, I mean, I guess I can cast from range, but... I mean, I could see magic potentially being better for this fight, I guess. It's just the fight, I think the fight's gonna take a lot longer. Magic doesn't do that much damage. Just, I don't really feel like... Yeah, I don't know. This is brutal. This is brutal. I really don't know. Can I moon jump? I don't think I can make it that far. Well, I guess worst case I land below. I don't know if you can actually moon jump this. Probably not. Oh no, you can. Wow, God, this thing jumps so far. Never mind. Some hits were missed. Yeah, that's because the boss has iframes when it's spawning in. I feel like we might need to farm Rotten a bit more and get more, like, HP and, get our ADP like I genuinely think getting our ADP really, really high would help. I don't know how I'm not sure how much, because like leveling your ADP makes you use items faster. So like you can drink the Estus flask faster, and you can also, you know, use life gems faster. I don't know if it scales all the way up to like max agility. Because obviously you get iframes up until, I don't know, like 116 agility or 120 or something, but I don't know. I don't know if the animations work the same way or not. I think 120 agility right now is like 3 more iframes compared to what I currently have. Oh wait, we should... Shit. Wait a sec, if we... Hold on, Chad. I think we can actually one cycle both Alanas. Because, I mean, you can do it in the speedrun, so it should work here too. I think we can one-shot... I think we can kill them before they do anything. So we can use RTSR. No, we should be able to kill them before they do anything, I think. Especially because we have Sacred Oath. Alright, so we're gonna Dark Weapon. Sacred Oath. Then we're gonna Bright Bug. Here we go, Chad. If fail, well, fuck me, I guess. Oh wait, I don't have enough stam. Oh, the double chug saved me. Yeah, we would have killed them like in the speedrun, but I don't have enough endurance to do four. I can't do a full combo with my current endurance. Yeah, I mean that was still good for sure. Oh man, you really don't get much HP after 50. Might want to respec. Why? I might go kill Rotten again. Or Rotten. Well, I'll go kill double Rotten again. Double Giant Lord is, I feel like, more annoying than double Rotten. God, he's tanky. Oh. Am I fighting this boss again? To level up a bit more. Maybe we'll do one more. One more Rotten. Well, it's 210,000, but you also get like 80k worth of poppable souls. So it's almost like 300k. The thing is, you can't actually over-level that much in this game, but I just want every advantage that I could get right now. I have fought this boss like 5 times now, yes. Come on. Yeah, it's a shame they never brought I don't know why they never brought bonfire aesthetics back. I mean, I've talked about this with Elden Ring before. I guess the thing about Elden Ring is it would be kind of like, it would be kind of confusing to know what grace you need to, like what grace correlates to the boss necessarily in some cases, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure they could make it work if they really wanted to, though. Just saying, if it was implemented the same way as like, if it was implemented the same way as in Dark Souls 2, it'd be kind of weird for Elden Ring, I think. In Elden Ring, it's built in. You fight bosses multiple times. That's true. Man, you need so much. Yeah, I don't think going past 105 does much of anything. There's one more breakpoint at 110, so I guess we can go for that. God, the dex scaling is terrible. Yeah, attunement gives agility as well. That's true. We have plus 31. We have all those dex, those extra... I think going from 21 to 28 dex gave me 4 damage. Honestly, it might be... Maybe I should have went for Instant Faith instead to boost the dark damage of the weapon. I don't know. Yeah, you can go to 116, but you need like an insane amount of agility to do that. But I guess like, well, if you're doing no hit, you don't really level up HP probably. I mean, I think you have to level up HP at least a little bit to not die from fall damage in some cases. Yeah, Lightning Infusion is really good. How many Bolt Stones do I have? 5? The 111? This thing says 110. I don't know. Oh, that actually hit me. We do a lot of damage at least. doesn't seem too bad, actually. There's a lot of downtime between their attacks, so... I don't know why I'm even picking that up. Look how much time they're spending in the air, though. It's fucking crazy. Oh, there he goes again. Bro! Okay. I messed up. I rolled too early there. I was getting impatient. This fight is not bad. This shouldn't take too long, I don't think. What? What? Okay. I might be dead again. Oh my. Okay. Okay. Again, if we used a bright bug, I don't know. I don't think we need to use a bright bug for this fight. It doesn't really feel like worth it. Like, it's 100% doable without a bright bug. It's really not that bad. Oh, what the? Oh, nice. That's really good. Slightly less good. Just act like the other one's not there. Oh, God. Is this the right one? Oh, God. Fuck, dude. His bro! Oh wait, it's the one without the tail. Right. Sakes, dude. My God. Ah. Oh. Dude, how are you reaching me? And his tail hits me. Oh my God, no! Did they both just do the... Oh shit. I need to heal though. This is good. Oh! Nice fight. Yeah, that double fire breath saved me, for sure. Alright. Well, we could do Gang Squad now. Could also go to the Frozen DLC. Give me one sec though. I'll be right back, chat. This challenge is looking not so difficult. I mean, certainly harder than playing the game normally. Most of the fights haven't been that bad though. Alright, I'll be right back. Yeah, I could have gone to Majula for the music. That's true. Sorry, buddy. Alright, well, we need to get the eye. But we could do some cheating. Oh wait, there was 2 more. I didn't know there was another ice rapier guy down here. Oh my god, a second ice rapier. Insane. Come on. We just gotta wait for our parry walk to end. I think we should get all the knights. That's probably a good idea. No need, okay. I'm gonna do everything I can to make this easier. Also, Rumi, thank you for the 26 months. Alright, we need to go to... Well, we need to unfreeze the stuff first. So, let's go fight Double Cat. Well, it is technically a double cat. Because now double cats is quadruple cats. This shouldn't be too bad, I think. Go back. Good RNG. Guy's almost dead already. Ah, damn it. Extra iframes are helping a lot. Oh, what? Easy. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna go visit the repair powder guy, and go buy some. Yeah, we definitely need more repair powder. Durability was worse on launch. I actually think the durability used to be better, at least on console. On Xbox 360, I'm pretty sure Dark Souls 2, because it ran on the durability issues are tied to frame rate, I think. And like on console, the game was 30 FPS, so the durability was fine. Alright, so this guy sells like infinite repair powder by like 30. I probably don't need that much, but it's not a big deal. I probably won't use the Divine Blessing, you're right. What is my plus damage on my plus 34? I wonder how much leveling in Faith does for this, because I think Dark is scaled with both. Plus 39. Oh, that was 5 extra damage. Yeah, leveling in Faith is definitely better. Scales with the lower, yeah. So I should at least get my int up to 25. All right, let's go get, oh wait, no, I didn't talk to the lady yet. Honestly, I'm starting to feel like kind of... I think Alon Knight might be the hardest fight in this run. Burnt Ivory King is going to be pretty hard too, and it's going to be really annoying killing all the enemies every time. Unless I first try it. First try what? Burnt Ivory King? Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about if I die. Okay. You get double the knights helping me? Probably not. I wish. It's so delayed. Holy shit, he's spamming it. Come on. How am I not getting this?
Toilet bitch.
Maybe to the left? No. Why is this? Oh, of course. I think it's okay. I don't know. He's poisoned, so he definitely he's gonna die. I don't know. Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. Almost forgot about the cat ring. Give me that ass. Olive shield. Alright, we need to go over to the bridge now. Excuse me. Alright guys, it's time for the Super 6 skip. Hope we don't mess this up. Woo! Oops. Yeah, I don't know why the YouTube stream has FPS issues. I'm sorry. I really don't know what I can do to fix it. Some people were saying it's... people in chat were saying it's a YouTube issue. I don't know. I don't really know how to fix it. I mean, I can turn the YouTube stream on, off and on, but I don't know. It's like the bitrate just isn't stable when I'm streaming to YouTube for some reason. I mean, I have gigabit internet, so I don't know. The upload should be like my upload rate should be fine, and my Twitch stream doesn't have any issues, so I don't know. I like YouTube. So we got 2 nights. Wait, where's the 3rd night? Oh, never mind. I know where it is. Well, it'd be nice if I got 8 nights. I don't think I'm going to, though. Guys, come on. It's fine, we got this. Are there double horses too? I'm not sure. I'm kind of scared about that, to be honest. Oh, I don't have homeward equipped, damn it. I got invaded. I think the invader's up here. Forgot about this. Wait a second, is he behind an illusory wall? Isn't he like up there? Oh wait, no, it's up here. Fucking barrel guy. Just die. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I probably should. want to keep my 5% HP. So Cultured Ninja, thank you for the gifted sub. Doctrine, thank you for the 6 months. Alright, well, let's give this a try. We have all 4 knights. I'm not actually sure if the enemies are going to be doubled in this. I think I mean, the boss will obviously be doubled. I don't know about the enemies that you have to kill, though. Doesn't seem like it. Not like killing the enemies is the hard part anyways. Not all of them. Not sure if I want to use the twin blade here. I think the knights are going to make this a lot easier, actually. Yeah, this is definitely not bad at all. Oh no. Well, that's not good. My knights are dead. Is this the right one? Nope. Fuck. Oh, come on. I dodged. Probably dead. Maybe not. Oh, come on, man. Really? You're gonna do that? Well, I think this is doable. If I attack the right... Like, I lost track of which Burnt Ivory King was the one that was low HP. If I attacked the right one, he would have been dead there. At least they both do their sword buff at the same time. It's like a big punish window. Switching to Rapier Worth? I don't know, actually. You know, we could go... Wait, do I have souls to pop? I don't know if I have, like... Also, why do I only have 3 giant souls? Did I forget to pick up the one after Giant Lord? I think I did. Oh yeah, I went back for the bonfire aesthetic. Yeah. What's up, Spicy? Oh, my bad. I got stuck on a piece of rubble on the ground. That's normally not there. I guess it's from when the head, or maybe it is there. I don't know. I got stuck on like a little piece of a building that was on the ground. Holy shit, dude. You actually get a lot of souls from the enemies dying here. Yeah, I finished Karen. It's a good game. I enjoyed it a lot. No, I did not finish Code Vein. Well, Code Vein 2. I mean, we should probably just use a Bright Bug here. Bright Bugs are so OP. I'm just scared of using them because of the limited nature of them. Why is everything spawning already? Bruh. feel like rapier is probably better here, honestly. That's fine. Is this the wrong one again, bro? What do you fucking mean? Did I lose track? How is he not dead? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's so delayed! Fuck. Bro. It's confused. Kind of. Fine, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just keep healing. Fuck the Red Iron Twin Blade right now, dude. It's okay. Oh, shit. No. No! My opportunity. He's confused. Can't aim. Can't see. That was not bad at all. Not bad at all. Honestly, I think Alon Knight might be the hardest fight in the bracket. The Knights, the boss. I think the mod kind of like messed up that fight a little bit though, because the boss is not supposed to spawn as early as it did. I wonder if somehow killing the enemy was kind of like maybe it's meant to be 2x, but it's like bugged because the boss was spawning way sooner than he's supposed to. Just strange. Oh yeah, 4 cats. Well, yeah, I mean, I was killing the knights, but the boss spawned in there before all of them were even dead. The boss is not supposed to spawn in until all 9 knights have been killed. The thing is, though, sometimes there is a glitch in the fight. It's called a wave skip. If you kill 2 enemies at the exact same time, at the end of the second wave, you can actually skip. You can skip one of the waves. It's like really big time save in the speedrun. Come on, first try. Or not. Man, so bad at parry walking. What the fuck? What did I fucking hit? What is this auto? What is auto block hotkey? Oh, he's poisoned. Maybe it'll be fine. Pretty sure this happened last time and he got poisoned and I didn't fall. He just died. But I still have the parry walk. I don't know. It's super weird. On old patch of this game, the parry walk would go away when the enemy died, but for some reason on... I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but... For some reason on current patch, it doesn't work the same way. But sometimes, if the enemy dies, it will fail still. But not always. It's just sometimes. Very weird. The time limit, parry walk lasts for 28 seconds, I think. Here we go, guys. Time for absolute bullshit. Nah, maybe this will be fine. Copium. I mean, we have 110 agility, which is very good iframes, so we should be able to dodge the horses. I only see one horse. Maybe the horses aren't double. I mean, the thing about the horses is I think the way that they spawn in is like I think it's quite very scripted. Like, the horses literally spawn in around you. They're not, like, already here. You know what I mean? So it was probably kind of complicated to double all the horses, and it's not really a big deal. Bro. think I might use a bright bug here. I mean, we don't have that many bosses left, I think. Good. Sink. That was not good. How does this work? Oh, it's based on this one's health. That was quite convenient. No. Okay. It's easy peasy now. No more 10 minutes of running Snowfield. Yeah. Thought it would be much more difficult. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's one of those things where it could spiral out of control. I think we got lucky because I think only one of the bosses had the trigger that spawns the other two cats. The fact that I was able to kill one of the cats before there was only 3 instead of there being 4 cats up at once. If there was 4 up at once, I probably would have been pretty cooked. And we also used a bright bug. Can level up a little bit. They didn't cast regen either. I think that the final... I think, again, only one of the cats might have done, like, the regen ability. Yeah, there's definitely been some things that have made this a little bit easier than it probably should be because of Let's get a bit more endurance. Some things are just slightly like different mechanically than how they probably should work in a double randomizer mod. It's not that big of a deal though. I don't know if lightning is better. Well, it's hard to say. We definitely have less damage from... We have less stat bonus because... Well, for lightning, we just want to pump faith. Considering we have a split of int and faith, and dark might still be better for us. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm scared of Ancient Dragon. Not gonna lie. Wonder, is Maulin's grave up? I mean, it should be. Yeah, we have Gank Squad and Elan Knight left. Elan is really, really tough. Come back, Maulin. Sorry for murdering you, buddy. Does he have anything that gives good fire resist? Nothing great. Yeah, we still have Dark Lurker. So for anybody who's wondering, we have 2 DLC bosses left. We have Gank Squad and Elan Knight, and then we also have Dark Lurker, Vendrick, Ancient Dragon, and then the 3 final bosses.
Welcome home, Ashen One.
No, I didn't do Gank Squad yet. I actually don't think Gank Squad's gonna be that bad. We can go try to do it now. I already did Dark Souls 3 double bosses. Anyways, Neo 3 is coming out soon, so we're going to be busy with that for a little while. Once we start playing that. Holy shit. So Aldia is actually in vanilla Dark Souls 2 as well. He's not exclusive to Scholar. I didn't get invaded here. Normally you get invaded. I wonder why. Wonder why that didn't work. There are no armor. Surely there's some armor that gives... Oh, the butterfly skirt actually gives petrification resist. Interesting. Jump over the... Somehow that's actually working. Oh, maybe not. Do the crowns give any resist? Goodness. Everybody drop down here. Oh, he tried to backstab. Too bad. Come on, guys, stop. Has damage so good? This weapon's OP. Oh. Yeah, I was not worried about Gang Squad in the slightest. Even if it was like... honestly, I think even... Oh, you jerk. Even if this was like 5x on this fight, it would still be... Oh. Dude, he's outplaying me. Falling cap, you can't do a 5x. I mean, why not? Why not though? Gang Squad, like, why wouldn't you be able to? I'm actually surprised you guys don't think it's possible. Like the thing about the enemies is they just get stuck on each other, right? Like you 100%, like this arena is huge. I really don't think it would even be that bad. The stun lock would be bad. Yeah, but I don't know. There's just the NPC and the NPC AI isn't that aggressive, and the bow guys are just like fucking off on the side. I don't really think it would be that bad, but it's just my opinion. All right. Some bosses in this game are just so aggressive. Like, there's literally no way you could ever kill 5 Elan Knights at once. No fucking shot. Because the thing about the gank squad is they don't really attack you unless they're like right on top of you. You know, they don't have attacks that hit you from across the fucking room, apart from the bow guys, but
Oh, very good.
they don't just like spam attacks like crazy. Oh man. All right. Well, I don't know what we should do. Anonymous, thank you for the gifted sub. How much damage do I get from leveling Faith? Plus 28. I could have sworn that's what I had before. Plus 29 on this one. Weird. I guess the scaling is slightly different. Oh, I don't know. I'm scared of doing Ancient Dragon, man. The thing is, Ancient Dragon might be super easy if they don't both wake up at the same time. Like that, I mean, they should both wake up at the same time, but I feel like they might not. The thing about Ancient Dragon is if I die, dude, like if I die, we're so fucked. Because getting back through that fog gate is gonna be horrible. Maybe though, we could probably parry walk to get through the fog gate, potentially. Do the knights respawn, or do they all die? Are they just dead once they're dead? I think they do just perma die, right? So do they respawn? I could have sworn they perma die, no? Oh, I guess I should just fight the commander, because then the dragons... Well, actually, I don't know. If I kill the commander guy, will all of them chill out? Even if I start fighting Ancient Dragon? I don't know. Well, I know they respect you when he dies, but do they... If I continuously died it... Well, I guess let's go find out. I don't know. Let's put on... Flame Quartz. Oh, it's so heavy though. Maybe we should just use the rapier. We have 300, we have 39% fire resist. With Flash Sweat, we're up to 69%. I can't remember if there was anything else I wanted to get to boost my fire resist further. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, I wanted to get the Pharaoh's mask. Where do I get that? Oh shit, it's after Blue Smelter. The bird doesn't stack with Flash Sweat, yeah. That's true. Oh. I don't have urine. Yeah, the Ancient Dragon fire damage is a lot less in Scholar. That's true. But still, though, like, if I'm just sitting there tanking the fire, it's gonna absolutely fucking destroy me. If it, like... I don't know, I'm gonna have to tank it at some points, I think. I'm probably gonna do all this preparation and then the fight's gonna be, like, super easy or something, but... It's good to be prepared. $492. Yeah, I mean, with Flash Sweat, we're at like 80% fire resist, so... Oh, can you do the infinite bright bug glitch with... Maybe we should do that. For this fight. You just use the bright bug and then quit out, right? Oh, hopefully this isn't a waste. While being wet, yeah, I think so. And then it just lasts forever for some reason. Well, it doesn't last forever. It lasts until you, like, quit out again. Or, no, until you warp. Oh, but... Wait, can I rest? Does resting get rid of it? So now I lost my Sacred Oath. Although, I don't think Sacred Oath stacks with Flash Sweat anyways, so... I guess it's fine. And if I cast Sacred Oath, it's gonna remove the Bright Bug as well. Using glitches defeat the point of the challenge run. No, not really. respect me. Hopefully Flash Sweat stacks with the Bright Bug. Alright. Other dragon is getting pushed. Imagine he just like falls off. Oh, I need Pyroglove here. Oh, it does remove the Bright Bug. Oh. Wait, what? Oh no. I'm feeling like it's... He should have woken up. I guess this other one is the main one. I don't want to cheese it like this. Fine, just ignore the other one. Oh my god, that does literally nothing to me. Easy game. Oh. That hurt though. It's fine. Wow, this game's easy. Oh. Come on. Yeah, the fire resist was definitely a good idea. Maybe we went a little too crazy on that. We had 80% fire resist. So for those who don't know, by the way, the fire symbol here, it says 176. That's like your fire resist. So we're at, well, 176 is 17.6% fire resist. You can get up to 1,000 resist in this game. You can literally become immune to elemental damage. At least fire damage. I don't know if you can get like lightning res or magic res up to 1,000. I don't know if you can actually get it that high, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. Okay. We have 6 bosses left, I think. $900 plus was immune in base DS2? Oh, I thought it was 1,000. Maybe it is 900. Sorry, I'll be back in a sec, chat. Alright. I'm back. Hey, Mido. Thank you so much for the raid, man. Okay, chat. Let's go kill Vendrick now that we have 5 giant souls. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do after we're done with this challenge run, chat. I don't really have plans. I mean, we could continue Code Vein 2. I know you guys have been really missing that. I don't know. We were talking about doing lads today, I guess, so maybe if I finish this fast enough, we could do lads. I suppose. Yeah, I mean the Bloodborne randomizer is fun. I really wish it had key item randomization. Just hard for me to. Ah, shoot. Whatever, we'll use a bright bug. We should use a bright bug here. I think one of these guys. Yeah, well, I mean, look how much damage we do. We're gonna kill this guy, like, so fast. Too easy. Yeah, this fight's really easy. Good fight. Honestly, I think Alon Knight is 100% the hardest fight in this run, and it's like not even close. Yeah, I really thought Ancient Dragon would have been a bit harder. Did I not get early access to Neo? No. I've been... Hold on, let me check. Maybe this guy finally responded to my text. No, I'm getting Dono walled. Yeah, I think I just don't think they want to give me early access for whatever reason, but... Yeah, no. I was talking to one of the people at Koei Tecmo. I asked them if I could get an early, like, Neo 3 early access, and then they basically told me early access is only what, like, the early access that people are playing is only what's currently in the demo. And I don't know. I don't know why they're giving me the runaround. Yeah, Burn TV. Probably. But regardless, they should still just tell me. I don't know why they're like lying to me. I just don't get it. All right. We need to do the Dark Liquor dungeons. Honestly, I'm not even upset that I don't have early access. I just don't know why they can't tell me, like why not just tell me no? Or like I don't know, man. I don't get it. They didn't want to be rude. Yeah, but then instead they just lie to me, and then I'm just sitting here like it's not even rude. I literally I literally asked them in my message. I was like, "Hey, I saw some streamers were playing early access and it seems like they are playing more than what's in the demo. You know, if the early access is only for certain streamers, that's fine." Yeah, and then they're like, "No, the early access is just what's in the demo." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess." Anyways, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Like whatever, we play Neo a few days later. It's not a big deal. It's just
If you will.
completely fix the 2 crashes from the other night in Bloodborne. Damn. It's crazy, man. You work so fast, dude. Just professionalism. Is professionalism like lying to somebody? I didn't realize that's how it works. I feel like the professional thing would be to just be like, "Hey, sorry, we don't have early access for you, but you know, you can play it when the game comes out." I just want a straight answer, man. Yeah, but the thing is, in this case, it's not a good lie. The guy is telling me, like, I am literally okay, I don't want to make I'm just I don't like mad or anything. It's just I'm watching other streamers playing more of the game, and then they tell me otherwise. It's like they're literally telling me it's just not true. I don't get it. It's not even really a private conversation. I just asked them for early access and they like it's not burning bridges. All right, anyways, whatever, man. It's all good. No, I'm not muted. Just not saying. Yes. Don't have anything to say. Also, it seems like the enemies here aren't doubled. Well, some of them are. Like I don't know. I guess doubling this stuff is a bit more complicated from like a coding perspective because the dungeons are considered complete once you've killed a specific amount of enemies. So you would need to like change the code for the game. So it checks that you've killed like all 6 instead, I guess. Or I mean, you could still leave the code, well, you could still leave the code the same and it would just be, you'd still have to, I mean, you could just kill all of them anyways. I don't know, whatever, it's not a big deal. I mean, the main thing I'm doing this for is the bosses, like the double bosses. All right. Why do I think I'm entitled to free and unreleased games? Because other streamers also get it? I don't even know why. Oh, fuck. We got invaded by Forlorn. God damn it, man. I'm just gonna jump off the cliff. I don't have Homeward equipped. Said I deserve early access and it's outrageous they haven't given it to me. Yeah. That is exactly what I said, word for word. Where's this guy going? Ella wanted to know if Larks is down for lads. I'm not sure. I'm gonna ask her. Are we gonna play like Cursed Companions? I don't think she's streaming today. She's got a bit of headache, I think. But maybe she's down. She might join. Maybe she would be down to join for a little bit. I think Cursed Companion is up to 6 people. Yeah, no, she's in the same house. I'm at my computer, bro. Alright, guys. Let's go try Alon again. Dude, this fight is actually fucked. This is the hardest fight in this mod, and it's like not even close. Oh, actually, hold on. I need to put Sacred Oath back on. I don't know if we're gonna do Bloodborne Rando later. We will do a rando arc down the line with Bloodborne. It's just the Bloodborne randomizer does not have key. I've said this so many times, but it's fine. It doesn't have key item randomization, so it's just not. I really want there to be like more I want to have to loot everything in Bloodborne, more or less, to get all the key items. I don't want to just be able to like run through the areas. I mean, I think that's part of what made the DS2 rando like more exciting, was like finding the key items and everything. I don't even know if the guy who did the rando is like... I don't know if he does Souls modding anymore, but Dasav said he was interested in working on a Bloodborne randomizer. Or like... I mean, I don't know if it would be like a brand new one or if he'd be like updating the old one, but... He said he would be down to have like a commission for it. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna use a shroom. I'm gonna try to just like burst one down here if I can. Oh, I really thought... I knew they were both doing that. Oh, that's really not good. I'm probably dead. Yeah, just across the... Yeah, and then the... like, that's crazy. If I rolled that attack differently, it could have been okay, but... This fight is fucked. Hey Barba, thank you for the 20 months. I'm really good at fighting this boss, but it's like, I can't really strafe when there's two of them attacking me. double Sudoku? No. I don't think there's any chance of that. If we run out of... I think I'm just gonna keep using, like, Brightbug here and a mushroom, and if we run out, then we might just cheat in more, because... I mean, I could just use a save file. That could work too. Just having limited resources kind of sucks. I really feel like the Brightbug and the mushroom... I mean, you could... I'm sure you could probably do this fight without the Brightbug and the mushroom, but... I had a feeling that might happen. Ruh-roh. Healing in this fight is so hard as well. Oh my god, I got stuck on the wall. That's fine, we got a double chug off, that's good. That's really good damage. That's not good, that is not good. Oh. I thought the double chug would have worked there, but... Could you parry Alon? I don't know. Why am I naked? Because if I'm not, my stamina regen is terrible. Probably should have waited to make it to the boss before I do this. It's not too bad to run to the boss, but... At least the lizards don't load in right away. Yeah, I don't think parrying would be a viable strat. Try again. I think we just stick to... I think we stick to punishing that attack. The jump back into the... I don't want to waste. Oh my gosh, I really... Oh my goodness. It's got some range. It's fine, we got a double chug. I think I could have healed there. I lost track of which one's which now, though. The time, like, that's... I don't know which one is which. Oh god. Oh no. Well, that's really not good. Like, okay, that's really not good. That might have been a heal opportunity. I need them to sync up their... Oh. Oh. Dude, and then I get stuck on the wall. Oh. Dude, oh my god. Healed there, and then yeah, I can't recover. Probably could have healed there. Oh, that actually hit me. Oh. Played it too cautiously. I mean, what should I have done? Just I don't know what you want me to do there. Yeah, but the problem is I didn't know which boss was at low HP. Just I lost track. There was definitely opportunities I could have gotten a hit. I was just focused on not dying. Ah. That would have been a good punish window. This fight isn't that bad. I do need to keep up the aggression for sure. It's hard. Oh, I was so close to being okay. I don't know. Maybe I should have. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what? We should use the infinite bright bug glitch here, though. The thing is, Estus doesn't take that much longer than the life gem. Like, even if... using the Estus is just better in a lot of cases. Assuming... Because if I can sip the Estus twice, then I'm not gonna... Oh. Alright, we're gonna put on the Pharaoh's mask and we'll do the infinite bright bug glitch, I guess. Wait, can we even quit out in this place? I guess we probably can. Armor barely does anything. Well, even if I'm back outside... Well, I guess let's see. No, it's fine. Okay. Because now we have infinite bright bug, so... Doesn't matter how long the fight goes. Oh, I really thought that was going to hit me twice. That's good RNG so far. No way that hit, dude. Oh. Oh, that's probably rip. Oh, they're both trying to activate their bullshit. Oh, it's fine. We have an old radiant going at least. All right, we got him. Whew. The infinite bright bug was definitely a good idea. A little cheesy, but you know, whatever. We're using the game mechanics, even if it's a bug. Can I kill him midair? I don't know. It's kind of hard to like know if he's gonna do it. All right. Yeah, if you kill him midair, he does this like his body just flops around and goes like he ragdolls instead of having a death animation. It's kind of funny. No double seppuku. It would be doable if you tried enough times, I think. You could definitely do that fight no hit. It wouldn't. You'd have to be really, really careful, and you'd probably get frame trapped a lot of the time, but I think it would be doable with the right RNG. That's true, Nick. I could. I definitely didn't want to, though. I still have a lot of bright bugs left, at least. That's why I saved all the bright bugs, because I was just saving them for whatever fights were gonna give me the hardest time. Alright, guys. It is basically time to finish the run. Just gotta go do Dark Lurker. You can get infinite duration bright bug. Yeah, if I ran out, I was probably just gonna use cheat engine. I didn't really want to farm them, even though I know I could. I just don't really want to spend the time. But we didn't have to cheat, so it's good. You know, I actually don't think double Dark Lurker is going to be that bad, because we're already used to fighting 2 Dark Lurkers at once, because that's literally how the fight works, so... Just need to make sure not to get them both to, like, half HP. Because if they're not at both half HP, then... it's fine. Yeah, I'll probably play Fable. I mean, I play most new releases, at least, well, I shouldn't say most. I'm not playing Call of Duty or anything like that, but... yeah, Fable's cool. I mean, I like RPG games. Most new releases except Kazan. I mean, I played Kazan. Kazan was honestly... it was good. I should like... the problem was when Kazan came out, I was like super sick. I had I think I had like COVID or something. I don't know. I was not feeling good, so... just kind of like... it just kind of sucked, and then I never ended up finishing it. I think there was like something else that came out as well that I ended up wanting to play. Not sure if Rapier would have been better here. I don't... oh, I was gonna say, I wonder... here's where things get spicy. Oh, nice. I lost track of which one was... double hits. Wait, I think one of them doesn't die. I should have been getting double hits there, but I wasn't. Oh, that's not good. Those fireballs can absolutely destroy you. This guy not split? That was really stupid. Dude, I deserve that. I deserve that for, I don't know why I went for the fucking R2 follow-up. Where's he teleports? The moment I pressed that button, I was like, I fucking just had a feeling I was gonna regret that. Yeah, Dark Weapon isn't great, but it's okay. I feel like the rapier might be better. Yeah, I got greedy. It's okay. Need lightning infusion? I have lightning infusion on my rapier. Alright, I couldn't remember if this thing stays lit or not. It does, though. It do. Oh, I lost my Sacred Oath again. Oh wait, was that when I quit out? Actually, I think I've lost that for a while now. That's okay. Alright, I guess we'll try the rapier. I don't know what's better, honestly. The other one died. Alright, don't get greedy again. Woo! A normal fight? Yeah, basically. I mean, well, this fight doesn't work quite the way it should, but regardless, like, because of the way health thresholds work on a lot of the bosses, like, a lot of bosses become more difficult, but only after you get their health lower, so it's like, most of the fights haven't been too bad. The thing is, if I was to do this triple enemies, it would be like, actually, I mean, I wonder if triple enemies is actually doable. I mean, some of the boss fights I feel like would just be, I don't know, man. I mean, if you had an infinite supply of bright bugs, like you just cheated in 99, I feel like maybe triple boss would be possible. But if you're not, if you're using like the actual amount of bright bugs that are in the game, I mean, I guess technically you could farm bright bugs using bonfire ascetics, and then you could farm bonfire ascetics and then use the bonfire ascetics to get more bright bugs. You could also farm mushrooms, but it's like it's really fucking slow to do that. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I don't think we talked to Aldia in all the spots. Am I done with Bloodborne Rando? Not... I mean, I'm not done with it. I'm done with it for the time being, I think. Right, Dragonary. Triple Aldia would be such shit. Yeah, like I was thinking about trying triple. I just, like, I don't know, maybe it would have been better to do triple bosses and just, you know, if there's some bosses that aren't doable, you just skip them, I guess. I mean, unless, because I think you could, like, all the main game bosses triple are probably doable, I reckon. It's mainly just the DLC bosses, I guess, that are an issue, and you could technically skip some of the DLC bosses. You know, if they, like, you don't have to do them to beat the game. I think a lot of the DLC bosses probably wouldn't be doable triple, though. Yeah, I think Sir Alan would, I don't know if you could do Alan, honestly. But you could definitely beat the game triple, 100%. Yeah, I just don't know, I don't know about the DLC. $12 gargoyles. Triple would actually be 18 gargoyles. He gets stuck on the other Elan when he charges. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if he gets stuck. Like, it's a matter of, are you able to actually get a window to attack the boss? And I think a lot of the DLC bosses you probably wouldn't. Like, the moments for me to attack Elan Knight there were... I mean, there was definitely moments, but when you add one more into the mix, I don't know, man. I don't know. Melter Demon run back with triple enemies. Yeah, that would be pretty annoying too, for sure. Well, we can do infinite Brightbug glitch here, so we don't have to use all. We could just use one Brightbug for this whole section, assuming we don't die. Yeah, a mana tripled would be quite a pain in the ass. Honestly, I think so I've done double DS2, DS3, and Sekiro now. Well, I mean, almost Dark Souls 2. I gotta say, I think Sekiro was, like, absolutely the worst. Double bosses Sekiro was actually so fucking... It was so hard. I mean, some of the bosses were fine, but like, I think Father Owl took me like hours. And Genichiro took me fucking forever as well. Double Geni was awful. Yeah, I have a YouTube video for that run. What's after this? I don't know. Maybe we'll do lads after this. That was actually such good RNG. Double waterfall. Can you still make them fall on current patch? I actually thought they fixed that, Nick. Because I remember I tried doing it on current patch before and I like really struggled with it, but maybe... Oh yeah, what's gonna happen here? Just... Oh yeah. I guess it like skips the cutscenes because of... that damage though. The double hits, so satisfying. Alright, nice.
Many monarchs have come and gone. One drowned in poison, another succumbed to flame. Still another slumbers in the realm of ice. Not one of them stood here. As you do now. You, conqueror of adversities. Give us your answer.
They come. Oh, the RNG! Can I hit them both at once? Oh! Do they spawn inside each other? Oh, never mind. Done the fire res build well. I could put on the fire ring at least. Shit, Aldia's shitting on me. Oh shit. guess this one isn't gonna do his Giga buff. Oh, wait, never mind. Such a meme final boss. It really is. You know, it's funny, chat, because, like... We got him! Woohoo! So I remember, like, they released a patch for the game when Scholar came out, I think. And in the patch notes, they're like, added new final boss. And I remember I was so excited. I like did a whole nother playthrough and got to the end. I was like, oh, we're gonna fight the new final boss. Surely it's better than Nashandra. And then it was this piece of shit. All right, let's go. GG. $48 deaths, not too bad. It was a fun run. Honestly, not too difficult, but it was. I mean, I've been meaning to do this run for a while, so that was fun.
There is no path.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Beyond the schemes of the old Judah. One could possibly approach us. And yet we seek it insatiably. Such is our fate.
Half the deaths were gravity. Were they though? I feel like I died to gravity that much, did I? I did die in the whoa, holy shit. What is going on with the credits? Why are they so fast? I guess the randomizer just makes the credits like giga fast. I don't remember that happening the last time I did the rando though. Oh, maybe that's new. Maybe I just don't remember. I don't know. Is it controversial to say you like DS2? I mean, not really. A lot of people like Dark Souls 2. A lot of people like hating on it as well, but it's a good game. I mean, the thing is, Dark Souls 2 is 12 years old now. Like, Elden Ring has changed how Souls games like are perceived, or how Elden Ring has like amplified the bosses so much compared to in the past. I mean, like Dark Souls 1, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2 all have really like slow bosses in comparison to Elden Ring and like Dark Souls 3. I was saying before though, it's crazy how good we used to have it. Like Dark Souls 2 came out, and then a year later Bloodborne came out, and then a year later Dark Souls 3 came out. It was like we had it so good, dude. God, imagine yearly Souls releases. I mean, I know it's not realistic, but I feel like Elden Ring has, I don't know if this is the right word for it, but like Elden Ring has made From Software fall prey to like scope creep, or they just, I don't know. I feel like their next game they're gonna try to do something similar with Elden Ring, where it's like a massive you know, that's probably why we haven't heard anything about like a new Souls-like, is because they're just making something fucking huge again. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's open world, but what about Dustbloods? I don't know, man. The fact that Dustbloods is like multiplayer focused just really makes me not care as much. But we don't know that much about Dustbloods. Who knows? It's just really, I mean, I would be more excited for Dustbloods if it wasn't on Switch too. It just really sucks that it's a Switch exclusive. But yeah, I mean, Night Rain is, yeah. I don't know though. I don't think it's fair to call Dustbloods a filler game. It's a new IP. Like, we don't know that much about the game. It just really sucks that it's on Switch. Yeah, I really thought after Bloodborne that would be the last time we had like a console exclusive FromSoft release, but unfortunately not. As long as it's not like Night Rain and has a good single player mode. Yeah, I mean, I hope Dustbloods does have a single player and it's not like, I mean, it's just we don't know enough about the game. I feel like if I, you know, if they put out a video that shows like, I mean, maybe the game has a multiplayer mode and like a single player mode, you know, like a PvE focused mode and a PvP, or, you know, maybe it's, we just don't know. Like if it does have a PvE focused mode, that certainly makes me more excited. I'm gonna grab a drink though. I'll be right back, chat. Okay, I am back. What's next? I think we might do lads. I don't know though. We're I'm not sure if Lepa is around at the moment. Yeah, if we don't end up doing lads, I'm not really sure what the plan is. I would play Neo 3, but I am not good enough for early access, so it's okay. I'm just kidding, but honestly, I think it's my own doing anyways. What do you mean your own doing? Well, so I mean, okay, like I'm almost certain that like this has got to be the reason, but basically I got flown out a few months ago to play Neo 3 early, and by the way, just to clarify, I got flown out to play Neo 3 and I recorded some footage there, and I was like, I'll probably do a YouTube video. I told them I would do a YouTube video. Now, keep in mind, I was not like obligated or contracted to do a YouTube video for Neo 3. But anyways, I didn't end up doing the YouTube video, and I think they probably are just salty about that, so they don't want to give me early access. That's my only guess. I don't know. Don't think that's the reason. I don't see why else. I mean, I felt bad about not doing the video in the first place. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. You would just think though, like if I got flown out there, like I met the Koei Tecmo guys. They were really nice, and I don't know. You would think that because I went there, I mean, like I got to know the guys. You'd think that I would get early access, but I don't know. Again, it's like I'm really not that. People asked about it, so I'm just explaining. But it's just weird, man. Your early access only has the same content as the demo. That's what I was told. That's what they told me.